We have seen the reworks of Yugi's cards. Now it's time to take a look at some of what Joey brings to the table. Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bashtianygo here, and today, guys, we're gonna be checking out a deck that I didn't think was really gonna get touched in quite some time. Honestly, guys, we've seen reworks so far for a lot of really crazy decks. Chimera being probably the most prevalent and most successful out of all of them, being one of my favorite decks I played in all of last year. And seeing some new support as well here in the near future with more illusion cards. You got the Eye of Illusion, we got the Candle guy, I forget his name. We got other illusion cards that their names slip my mind at the moment, but we already recovered them on the channel, so we don't have to go over them again. But a character that has not seen a lot of love until very recently, if you exclude the Red Ice crap that we received, is Joey, guys. Joey from the original Yu-Gi-Oh series. That is who we're going to be focusing on today with his Flame Swordsman strategy. Yes, Flame Swordsman, you heard me right, is actually a semi-viable deck. I will go ahead and say it has some cool interactions. Honestly, guys, if you're looking for a fun deck to go ahead and play this upcoming format that's not going to break the budget, this is definitely going to be the best video for you. We're going to go over a quick combo just so you guys can go ahead and see, of course, what the deck is able to do, what its end board is more or less supposed to look like, what the play style is. Realistically, this is going to benefit a little bit more from going second, just so you guys are aware. It's more like a beatdown OTK deck, can really just get over all your stuff, but it has some cool interactions going first as well, so we're going to be covering that today. Also, of course, before we continue, make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe, guys. We got a lot more amazing content, especially coming out of Maze and Millennia, so if there's any deck that you guys want to see covered, let me know in the comments, so go ahead and check it out for you guys before the set drops. Alright, guys, so we are here in our trusted space, a safe space nonetheless. We have our yugioh Pro, so I have to show you guys a quick 2-card combo. So realistically, it doesn't have to be these 2 cards. We're going to go ahead and say that right off the bat. It can be any of these cards in circulation. I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. As essentially, you just need a way to get to fighting Flame Swordsman. It could be Durandal, it could be your reinforcement of the army. There's so many ways to go ahead and get to this card in this deck, but primarily, let's go ahead and say we have it. So we can go ahead and activate our copy of Fighting Flame Sword. This is going to allow us to search any card that mentions Flame Swordsman except Fighting Flame Sword, which is perfectly fine, guys. So we're actually going to be able to go ahead and search out our 1 copy of, see, this is what I mean right here. You can either go ahead and get Flame Sword's Realm or Salamander Fusion. Either way, the other card you are going to be searching off of your Fighting Flame Swordsman, so it doesn't really matter at all. So you're going to go ahead and search your Flame Swordsman as well, or your Flame Sword's Realm, and then you're going to go ahead and normal summon out your copy of Fighting Flame Swordsman. Fighting Flame Swordsman is going to activate to add you 1 spell trap that mentions Flame Swordsman. We're going to go ahead and get Salamander Fusion. Salamander Fusion states if you can only equip to a Fire Warrior monster, gain 700 attack, which is cool, don't get me wrong. I think we have Salamandra, which is the old school equip spell from back in the day that I think boosts your Fire Warrior by 700 as well. So it's the same thing, but this has an even better effect. So if this card is already equipped to a fusion monster, you can actually go ahead and send this card and that fusion monster to the graveyard and fusion summon a bigger fusion monster from your extra deck as well. So it's really cool. This card also gives your card a little bit more protection, so it is nice as well. So we're going to go ahead and activate our 1 copy of Flame Sword's Realm. We're going to activate Flame Sword's Realm. It actually has quite a bit of text on it, so we can actually go ahead and go through it real quick just so you guys are aware. So Flame Sword's Realm reads, your opponent cannot activate cards when you would normal summon a Fire Warrior monster, which is cool, so you can't respond to it. Nice. Once per turn, you can send 1 monster from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard, special summon 1 Flame Swordsman from your extra deck. Specifically Flame Swordsman, so you have to run the OG Flame Swordsman, so Flame Swordsman sales are going to go through the roof, which is okay with me. Once per turn, when a monster declares an attack, you can target 1 warrior monster you control. Until the end of this turn, it loses 1,000 attack, but all other monsters you control gain 1,000 attack. So if you already have a monster that is going to just, is going to die, you can just go ahead and sacrifice it for the benefit of everyone else, which I think is really cool. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and activate our Flame Sword's Realm. We're going to send our Fighting Flame Swordsman to summon out the OG Flame Swordsman. Let's go. Alright, we got that none effect monster. So also, guys, when Fighting Flame Swordsman is sent to the graveyard, you get to go ahead and activate his effect. This is going to allow you to actually send any card that mentions, I believe, Flame Swordsman, or a monster that mentions it, yes, from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, which does give us some versatility. But we're actually going to go ahead and send out our copy of the Salamander, the Flying Flame Dragon, which when this card is sent to the graveyard has an additional effect as well. So we're going to go ahead and activate that effect. effect to go ahead and add to our hand from our decks our copy of, we could add Salamander Fusion, or we can add our copy of Salamander with Chain, whichever one we want to go ahead and choose. Salamander Fusion we already have in our hand, so there's no need to go ahead and search out another one. You can actually go ahead and get this Salamander with Chain, which target one fire monster on the field. Equip this card as an equipped card to the card, it gives it 700 attack. Then you can change one effect monster on the field to face down defense position, which is huge, especially going up against the Cashier strategy, which is seeing a bit of a resurgence, also in a link-based strategy as well. So we're actually going to go ahead and activate our copy of Salamander Fusion, targeting our Flame Swordsman. This is going to allow us to fusion summon with our Flame Swordsman, which is going to be really cool, guys. We're actually going to be able to get our ultimate Flame Swordsman to our side of the field, which is a crazy cool card. First of all, the artwork on this is just absolutely badass. Let's go ahead and start right there, right? First of all, this card says you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. So if you're ever going into time with this deck, you're clearly winning because it's automatically going to burn your opponent for 500, in addition to being a really big boss monster, which is realistically only going to get bigger. That's what she said. Now that we have our Flame Swordsman on the field, guys, we're actually going to be able to go ahead and activate our Salamandra in the graveyard to equip it from the graveyard, which is going to be able to make that effect a quick effect. It says this card is this is a quick effect if this card is equipped with an equipped card, which it is. So we are good to go from there. Also, when Salamandra is then sent to the graveyard, it will continuously gain that additional effect to go ahead and search your deck from for additional cards that say the Flame Swordsman. Or not that mentioned Flame Swordsman, you have to add Salamandra cards, which realistically they're one and the same, so you're fine. So yeah, so we have this card going for us. Also, this card battles at the start of the damage step. If this card battles, you can double this card's attack until the end of the turn, but if you do, destroy during the end phase, which is just stupid. The fact that you can just make this guy 7,000 attack for no reason, and it doesn't even have to battle a monster. It just says at the start of the damage step, if this card battles, period, which is crazy. So we're also going to set our Salamander with Chain, so we already have a lot of advantage. We have a form of interruption during our opponent's turn with the Flame Swordsman being able to quick effect pop a monster our opponent controls and inflict damage to our opponents. We also have an additional form of interruption with Salamandra with Chain, being able to target a fire monster on the field, which is going to be ours, of course. Equip it and has it gain 700 attack, and in addition to change one monster in the field to face down defense position, which can alter a lot of lines that your opponents are going to, whether they play a synchro based deck, link based deck. These are cards that need to be face up in order to go ahead and gain their effects, or always be able to use as materials to further those type of strategies. So I think it's really cool. But now that we've go ahead and seen the combos, let's go ahead and check out the deck profile. And here we are, we have our budget Flame Swordsman deck profile for post Maze of Millennia 2024, guys. I'm really excited to go ahead and play with this deck. Honestly, it seems like a lot of fun. It doesn't seem too crazy like it's gonna break the bank or anything. A lot of these crazy expensive cards were reprinted as well previously in cards like the rarity, and sets I should say, like the rarity collection. So it does have a lot of viability, and it has a lot of cards that really don't break the bank, allow you to go ahead and play competitively as well. As competitive as Flame Swordsman will allow you to be. Let's not get our expectations sky high. This is not winning on white CS anytime soon, but if you just go ahead and mess around with your friends, want to play a fun deck, this is definitely a cool way to go about it. So you play 3 copies of Immortal Phoenix Gearfree, 3 copies of Fighting Flame Swordsman, 3 of the Salamandra Fighting Flying Flame Dragon, 1 Renaud, because special summoning for free is really cool. Also gives you a free body on board to do whatever. Next, you play 3 copies of Ash Blossom, 3 Droll and Lockbird as well for your hand trap, along with 3, of course, Infinite Impermanence. Imperm Droll having come out as commons in the Fire King structure deck as well. Also, Ash Blossom is like a $2 to $3 card at the moment, if not probably less. So there you go, rarity collection. 3 copies of Fighting Flame Sword. This card is crazy good, does so much for you, but primarily it adds you a card that mentions Flame Swordsman, which is like all your deck. Every card you need in your deck mentions Flame Swordsman, so you're good. 1 copy of Flame Swords Realm. More than this card is really not necessary. If it gets popped, it really sucks. Don't get me wrong, but I think 1 copy should be just fine. If you guys want to go ahead and play 2, you can take out one of the Triple Tactics talents, it's fine. Which of course you do play 3 of 3 talents, 3 prosperity, 4 consistency, 3 copies of Super Polymerization, 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army, 1 Flame Swords Dance, 1 Salamander with Chain, 3 Imperm, 2 Salamander Fusion, and 3 copies of Infernoble Durendal. Now you may be asking why you play so many Durendal. Because it searches for free, because it searches whatever I need, and because it's an equip spell, which of course helps us out in the scenario that we don't have Salamander in our graveyard. We can still go ahead and just equip the Durendal to the big guy, fusion guy, and then we're good to go. I should really know his name before I start making this video. Ultimate Flame Swordsman, yeah, you just equip the Durendal to this, and you're good to go. Has an equip spell, now its effect is a quick effect, and now you're just popping monsters your opponent controls during their turn. It's Zodiacs all over again. Slight PTSD there, guys, let's calm down. It's not Zodiac, but let's get to the extra, guys. Play one copy of Linkuriboh, of course, one Salamander Almirage. In the event you only have your Droll and Lockbird, you still get a fire monster on board, so it's still nice to have. One IP, one Ferocious Flame Swordsman, you gotta play it, One Hida, one Nightmare Unicorn as well to go through with the IP. One copy of Fighting Flame Dragon. This is gonna be the equip version of the Salamander, the fusion version of the Salamander, so that's pretty cool. Two copies of Flame Swordsman. You are going to be summoning this guy out more than once potentially with your copy of Flame Sword's Realm, so that is really important to have, which is funny enough, this is actually a relevant card in 2024. Three copies of Ultimate Flame Swordsman because this card is crazy good. Also love the artwork. One Mud Dragon, one Garura, and one Dragon Knight Equist because it's extremely budget. The only card that we don't play that I really want to play is the other Super Poly's card, the Guilty Gear Free, because technically it is a Joey based card, so it would make sense to play, but I know that card is, I think it's like $15–20 card, which can kind of break the bank depending on how you see it. But if you guys have it, play it for the Joey meme and call it a day. Also throw some scapegoats in here because why not? Or some Skull Dice. Ooh, some Skull Dice and some Graceful Dice would be really cool. But now we're just getting too far into the Joey verse. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, guys. Honestly, it's a lot of fun being able to go ahead and make some budget decks for you guys. As a content creator, I want to make sure that I keep it as balanced as possible. So if you guys feel like I'm doing too much competitive or too much budget, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to make sure that I keep it even between the two. But with all that being said, guys, hope you guys did enjoy. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next one.